Guess what I found on Pinterest today? These wonderful crunchy cranberry and pistachio biscotti cookies. Dipped in melted Ghirardelli white chocolate, these delicious cookies are a perfect addition to any morning cup of coffee. To get started, we're going to add in 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, softened. Of course, I'm using salted butter, I never buy unsalted. 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Cream both together. Add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 2 eggs. And give everything a good mix. Now we're going to add in our dry ingredients. 2 cups of all-purpose flour. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Mix until everything is combined, scraping down the sides of the bowl if needed. Now that our dough is done, we're going to chop up our cranberries and pistachios. You're going to need about 1/2 cup of pistachios roughly chopped. It's probably better to pulse these in a small food processor. They can go flying in random directions if you're going to attempt to chop them by hand like I'm doing. You will also need 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. The recipe doesn't say to do anything with them, so toss them in whole if you'd rather skip this step. I prefer smaller pieces, so I'm going to chop mine up. Mix everything together. To a parchment-lined baking sheet, we're going to shape our dough into an 11 by 5 inch log about 1/2 inch thick. I've only made biscotti cookies 2 other times. A few months ago I made lemon biscottis, and just recently I made pumpkin spice latte biscotti cookies, which I have made a video for. Both times the dough was very soft and easy to manipulate. This dough is a bit stiffer and a little tougher to work with. It doesn't spread out as easily, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I also should have made my log thinner and longer. The dough will end up expanding in the oven. I definitely have some long cookies. Into the oven at 350 degrees for 25 minutes. Our 25 minutes are up. Now we're going to slice these into 1 inch thick strips and carefully flip them onto their sides. We're going to bake these again for an additional 10 minutes on one side and then flip them again to the opposite side and bake them for a third and last time for 10 more minutes. After our cookies have cooled, we're going to build this ridiculous foil boat. Because I made my cookies so long, I don't have any long and narrow dishes to dip my biscotti in. This will just have to do. For the melting chocolate, I highly suggest using Ghirardelli melting candies. They're the perfect consistency for dipping. You don't need to thin out the chocolate. It's ready to go once it's melted. I'm going to melt mine in the microwave for 1 minute, stirring every 15 seconds. Take your biscotti and lay it down in your chocolate. Sometimes it helps to push your cookie up on the sides of whatever container you're using to help move the chocolate up the cookie. If this seems like too much work, you can also use a slender cup and just dunk in 1/4 of your biscotti into the chocolate. Or use a piping bag and drizzle some stripes onto the top of each cookie. I will leave a link to the recipe in the description box below for those of you that are interested in whipping up a batch of these yourself. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.